Hello, everyone. My name is Manuel T. Ferrero III. I am the Commissioner of International Slow Pitch Softball, and we are headquartered here in beautiful, but today a little bit rainy and cloudy, beautiful Miami, Florida. Right now, we're in the preliminary, very early stages of hosting with Branson. We're currently in negotiations with bringing some events to Branson. So currently, we're not really actually hosting any events right now in Branson, Missouri, but we are in talks with bringing events to Missouri, primarily because of the potential of it being very successful up there. What we do is we host adult slow pitch softball tournaments. We host them all over the country, all over the world. We host them all the time. Is that you? Okay. Where was I? Primarily, the majority of our events obviously are here in North America because of this is where the sport was born. This is where the sport is mostly played. Also in the southern states where the weather is primarily playable most of the year, if not year round. So like I said, I know that Branson, Missouri doesn't have year-round playable weather, but there is a lot of potential up there. There is a lot of talent up there. The facilities are very adequate for what we're looking for. So I mean, again, and I'm sorry to keep bringing it up, but the potential is there to bring very many successful events to Branson. Well, number one, the facilities. You have very, very good facilities. Number two, the local slow pitch softball community and the talent is quite high. There's a lot of people that play slow pitch softball up there in the Midwest, and it's very centrally located as well. So it's going to be very easy for a lot of these, not just people inside Missouri, but around the states around Missouri to have very easily accessible for them to participate in those events. We're always looking for the future. We're always looking to come back at least on an annual basis, if not more seasonal, to host multiple events on an annual basis and bring back more tournaments. But eventually what we would love to do is find someone or an LLC to eventually where we could hand off the event to a local organizing committee and let them continue running the show, and allowing the community to basically run the event and run their show for the future. See, that all varies. It varies from region to region and from venue to venue. We've hosted events on one field and all the way up to multiple fields using multiple venues across the city. That all depends on the number of fields that we're actually running on the event. And we basically do a very simple formula, which is 5 teams per field per day, so that we could comfortably host and keep everything nice and compact and have the schedule run smoothly, just in case there's any type of delays or weather. I mean, one of the biggest mistakes that we see communities do out there is make fields so small. And I know what they're going for. They're going for the youth and the little leagues, and I understand that the youth is our future, but when you limit yourself and you do a field that's only 200 feet or 250 feet, and it's really only catered towards kids can't play all the time. They're in school, they're on summer vacation. They're not going to use the fields at all times. And when they're not available, when the kids are not using them and the fields are available, the adults then cannot use them because they're too small. That's one of the biggest issues that we see around the world. That the communities, and sometimes I understand they might not have the space, but others do, and they just there's a lot of politics involved, but that's one of the issues that we see. The other issues that we see is that the local governments just don't get behind Parks and Rec. They're just not on the same page. I believe local governments and Parks and Rec Department and CVBs, they should all work together and maybe understand what the other entity is trying to work for, so that we could all kind of work together. I think those two are the main kind of issues and headaches that we encounter out there with facilities being designed specifically for a specific demographic, and just the disconnect between the local governments and the parks and the venues. That's another main problem that we see out there.